Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 6, and I love this season so much. This episode just kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time, and I'm just sitting there like, don't end, don't end, don't end, and then it ended, and I was like, crap, and now I gotta wait an entire another week to see what happens next. Uh, we start off the episode with the destruction of the city. The communication is pretty much lost between the majority of teams. We see All Might pretty much looking helpless because that's exactly how he feels. He was like, all of this is going down, and I no longer have the ability to do anything. So definitely kind of a heartbreaking moment. We see all the citizens listening to everything, one for all, with that stupid little smirk on his face. I hope he dies. And then it just, we're fighting Tomaru, and even without quirks, he is super durable to flame. He is almost flame retardant, if you will, being that, Endeavor is constantly burning him. It's not really doing anything. And we have all these support heroes going in. Apparently, Tomaru now has the ability to fully control decay. Basically, meaning that he doesn't. He can choose what disintegrates. So he's not 100% at it, being that he did end up hitting some of the Nomu, but he was able to avoid hitting all of the high-end Nomu at the very least, or the majority of them, so that way they could come to his aid. So now we have to deal with near high-end Nomus. The professor, or doctor, indicated that they weren't fully complete yet. They couldn't really think for themselves, but yeah, and he's got no problem taking on these pro heroes. Like, he's got no problem taking on number 1. He's got no problem taking on number 10. Ends up throwing them into each other at one point. It's really hard, being that the high ends are super regenerative, and the only way to really stop them is to kill them, and you can't do that without Eraser looking at them, and he can't do that because he has to have his eyes fixed on Shigaraki at this point in time, because if he takes his eyes off of Shigaraki for a second, they're pretty much all screwed. He'll just use Decay, it'll kill all of them, and there's nothing they can do about it. Then we have Mr. Aizawa here, almost getting taken out by Shigaraki, even without any powers. He's going after him. And then we have Midoriya, Deku, jumping in and kicking him out of the way. And even at 30%, which I believe that's what he's using right now, Shigaraki doesn't seem to be very phased by 30%. One for all. He's just kind of, like, yeah, whatever. I'm strong. I'm equally as strong as you. At 30%. Deku goes on a nice little speech saying that, Mr. Aizawa has protected us the entire time. Now it's time for us to protect him. And the interesting thing is Shigaraki is kind of blatantly ignoring Bakugo, which plays pretty well into it. He doesn't consider Bakugo a threat. Bakugo, compared to a lot of these other heroes, he's not strong. I mean, he's strong, but compared to, like, Endeavor, he's not on Endeavor's level by any means. So he just kind of thinks of him as just like a minor annoyance, if you will, and is kind of blatantly ignoring him, which does kind of play into their advantage. Endeavor is kind of just like, all right, you two are here. We have Aizawa. He can't really hurt you too much, and you're just gonna have to help us out. Like, at this point, I don't care. I need the help. Help me out. Endeavor is taking all the help he can get. Shigaraki, on the other hand, is realizing that All For One is like he's attached to his power. Obviously he's still alive, but because his power is now in Shigaraki, the only goal that he's saying is, like, go get One For All. And Shigaraki's like, no, this is my will. I'm going to do my own thing, even though he's still going after Deku. So is it really his own will? That's what I want to know. We see a silhouette of him kind of decaying around himself, and then Shigaraki coming out of it. But I don't know. I hope this isn't one of these things where All For One is like, oh, I'm just going to take over Shigaraki's body. Because that'd be kind of messed up. Because we've had this build up of Shigaraki is the main villain of this series. He is going to be the most powerful. He's going to be the strongest. He's going to kind of take the mantle from All For One, and it would kind of be disappointing to a certain extent if All For One kind of just merged into his body, fully took him over, and then Shigaraki essentially was dead, being that his body was fully taken over by All For One. I don't think the fans would like it. I know I personally would not like it. I like Shigaraki as his own character. I mean, sure, we can have a big fight for All For One in the future. I'm assuming that's probably going to happen. But I thought the whole point of this was that that he is the new All For One. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the season plays out. It seems like he broke that off of him, so I'm hoping he actually did break that off of him. Gran Torino kind of knows how to fight somebody superpowered, being that he trained All Might. So he's in there bouncing him around as well. At this point, Bakugo is using his abilities of being ignored to hit him at full blast. We have to basically Endeavor's like we have to figure out a way to defeat him, because he is so super OP without his quirk that if anything happens where he gets his quirk back, we're done. Like there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing's gonna happen. Meanwhile, Makia has broken out. He's on the run. He's gonna go help Shigaraki out. Getting here is trying to stop people from blocking him. Mount Lady is kind of useless against Makia. She's slowing him down, but he's not stopping. So she's definitely getting slowed down. He is super fast. I don't know how much of a thinker he is, but she's getting slowed down a little bit. The heroes don't realize that Dabi and the crew, the old League of Villain crew, is on the back. Cementos puts Getten out, so Getten should be done for the rest of this. Where Destro is fighting as well. He's telling everybody to go follow Giga. So Giga's going to the back lines where Shigaraki is. That's where all the Class 1A and 1B are, and all of the students. So yeah, not good, because they were kind of like the last of the line, and they're basically getting pushed to the last of the line. I mean, Giga isn't like even caring about Mount Lady. He literally just kind of threw her out of the way. Midnight is going to try to put Giga asleep, but is intercepted by Dabi and Compress. Gets knocked down. The wooden guy, whose name I cannot remember, gets knocked down as well, and then she's kind of on the ground and basically says, "Hey, Momo, yeah, you're in charge." They basically kind of giving the reins, like, apparently you're not supposed to use anesthetics against villains, which I think is really dumb. It's against the law or something, which doesn't make sense to me, because why would you not use anesthetics? Like, wouldn't that be, like, significantly easier to knock them out and then bring them in for justice? I guess theoretically, if you use the wrong amount, you could kill them. Maybe that's why. But if you use like a low grade one, it'd be like getting tranquilized and you just be kind of grouchy. So I don't really know. You can. I guess you don't know people's pre-existing medical conditions. And that's the only reason I can think of why you're not allowed to use anesthetic. Meanwhile, there's like these 5 nameless villains that are all running to go support Shigaraki, and they intercept Midnight, and Midnight is hurt. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm guessing there's going to be like a fight there. I don't think it shouldn't be too much of an issue for Midnight. She'll just release her pheromones, knock all of them out. Won't be a big issue here. Momo at the moment is in charge, and she's thinking, what the heck can we do here? If we run away, like it's understandable. Basically, she was given the choice, either help or run away. depending on the situation, but there's no way you can defeat this guy without doing some sort of anesthetic. There's no one there that can defeat them. So Momo decides, yes, we're going to make a bunch of anesthetic, gives it out to everybody, and we're going to get to see 1A and 1B work together, so that's going to be interesting. My guess is Mudman here. He is probably going to be the most helpful, being that he can sink Giga into the ground. And I know, obviously, Giga will probably be able to get out of that, but it might slow him down enough for them to throw the anesthesia into his throat. And we kind of get that in the preview. It looks like Mina in the preview. They're all chucking anesthetic at him. Mount Lady has got his mouth pried open. And it looks like Mina might be the one that's actually going to be doing it. Keep in mind, Mina was the one that actually got to see Giga. You know, she saw this giant dude almost killing her at one point in time. So it would make sense, you know, that it goes full around, that she's the one that actually gets to knock him out. Put him to sleep. But the thing is, the thing is too, that I'm more concerned about is it's not just Giga they have to worry about. You know, you got Dabi, Compressed, Toga's back there, Spinner's back there. They got one information guy from Ray Destro's camp back there. Plus, they have all the other villains going to Giga, because Ray Destro, I was like, yeah, go there. So I don't know if they're going to be able to do it in time. Or if Mr. Giga Machia is going to just wreck everything. But beautiful episode. I mean, there's no complaints here. This is 10 out of 10. This is definitely worth a rewatch if you want to rewatch it again before the next episode comes out. What I think is going to happen next episode is they may or may not be able to put Giga to sleep. It looks like they're going to put him to sleep. But then at the same time, having to deal with the other, you know, high-powered League of Villains people. I know it's, you know, Paranormal Liberation Front now, but at the old League of Villains, the original members. It'll definitely be interesting to see how that whole situation pans out. I'm thinking Giga's gonna probably get knocked out. Possibly, someone has to die. Like someone, this is too big of a fight for a character not to die. So either somebody in class 1B would be the logical people to die. I would say, being that they're. I mean, yes, they're kind of important. You know, they were in the whole that big arc last season. But at the same time, it's not like it's not their story. They're 1B for a reason. They're the B class, being that they're not shown as much in the show. So it wouldn't surprise me if one or a couple of them even died in the process. Somebody's gonna die. I just kind of have that feeling that somebody that we've seen that's probably not a main character, but kind of like a side character, is most likely going to die. So that's where we're going to leave it. Let me know what you want to see for future anime and cartoon related videos. Hit that subscribe button on your way out, along with that notification bell, and comment down below. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.